Have you ever noticed that some older guys just can't seem to attract younger women? No matter how successful, confident, or wealthy they are, it's not about money, looks, or status. It's their habits. Little things they do every day, seemingly harmless, kill attraction instantly. And here's the thing most men don't realize. Women notice subtle behaviors before words, before charm, even before a smile. Those tiny mistakes? They send loud signals that scream low value, desperate, or unappealing. In this video, I'm breaking down
specific habits younger women hate.
the ones most men don't even know they're doing. If you want to stay attractive, desirable, and high value, you need to stop these habits immediately. By the end, you'll know exactly what to cut, correct? And replace to become a man younger women naturally want. 1. Introduction. Why older men struggle with younger women. Older men often assume experience, money, or confidence guarantees attraction, but subtle behavioral mistakes can undo all of that. This section sets the psychological stage, showing why habits matter more than status. Introduce how minor, repeated behaviors communicate neediness, low confidence, or desperation, which younger women instinctively detect. 2. Habit 1. Over-complimenting. Constantly praising her looks, intelligence, or charm might seem flattering, but it often comes across as validation-seeking. Explain how excessive compliments signal low value. Teach men how to compliment selectively, using teasing, humor, and indirect attraction strategies to create intrigue. Integrate principles of high-value masculinity and subtle dominance. 3. Habit 2. Over-texting or over-communicating. Many older men think constant messaging shows interest. In reality, it reduces attraction by eliminating scarcity and making the man appear needy. Teach controlled communication, spacing messages, maintaining mystery, and using scarcity as a psychological pull. Show examples of high-value texting versus low-value texting. 4. Habit 3. Talking too much about age or experience. Boasting about life experience, career success, or age can backfire. Younger women often want emotional connection and energy, not a lecture on accomplishments. Explain how to subtly weave experience into conversation without appearing condescending or boastful. Balance wisdom with playfulness. 5. Habit 4. Ignoring her boundaries. Disrespecting personal space, rushing intimacy, or pushing physical boundaries destroys attraction instantly. Teach the psychology of consent, emotional safety, and subtle sexual tension. Explain how respecting boundaries enhances desire, while impatience signals low emotional intelligence. 6. Habit 5. Acting jealous or possessive too soon. Jealousy may feel masculine, but early possessiveness often triggers rejection. Show how to channel protective instincts without creating fear or discomfort. Teach strategic jealousy handling as an advanced attraction tactic, not an impulsive reaction. 7. Habit 6. Over-explaining or justifying actions. Explaining every choice, decision, or preference signals low confidence. Women are attracted to decisiveness and certainty. Teach men how to maintain authority in conversation, using clarity, humor, and storytelling rather than over-justification. 8. Habit 7. Being too available, losing independence. Availability kills attraction. Younger women are naturally drawn to men with life energy, hobbies, and independence. Explain how to maintain masculine energy while fostering desire. Discuss lifestyle leverage, social proof, and emotional detachment from neediness. 9. How to correct these habits and become irresistible. Combine all lessons: controlled communication, teasing, selective compliments, respect for boundaries, emotional intelligence, and lifestyle mastery. Teach practical exercises to replace low-value habits with high-value behaviors, creating lasting attraction. 10. Final mindset shift. Attraction is about psychology, not desperation. Wrap up by emphasizing that confidence, emotional control, and awareness are more important than looks, money, or age. The man who reads signals, respects boundaries, and maintains presence becomes naturally magnetic to younger women. 1. Introduction. Why older men struggle with younger women. Older men often assume that their experience, money, or confidence automatically makes them desirable to younger women. Unfortunately, this is a dangerous misconception. Attraction is far more subtle. It thrives on emotional energy, psychology, and small repeated behaviors, not just external status. Younger women are highly attuned to behavioral cues, both conscious and subconscious. They instinctively notice patterns of neediness, desperation, overexposure, or emotional rigidity. A man might have a career, wealth, or social proof, but if he repeatedly engages in low-value habits, all of that disappears in her perception. The challenge is that older men often misinterpret her reactions. If she doesn't immediately respond to texts or laughs less than expected, many men panic and overcompensate, trying harder. This behavior signals low self-worth, undermining all prior achievements. Psychologically, younger women are drawn to energy, vitality, and confidence, not just experience. They want a man who commands attention without demanding it, who respects boundaries and who creates excitement through presence, not validation seeking. This video will break down the 7 unattractive habits older men often do, unknowingly, habits that younger women absolutely hate. More importantly, it will show you how to correct them, replace them with high-value behaviors, and naturally increase attraction without changing your lifestyle drastically. By understanding these subtle, psychological cues and eliminating these destructive behaviors, you can stop unconscious repulsion and start cultivating genuine desire, curiosity, and respect from younger women. 2. Habit over complimenting. Giving compliments seems harmless, maybe even necessary, but excessive or poorly timed, compliments are instant attraction killers. Many older men fall into the trap of praising every detail: her looks, intelligence, social skills, or humor. While this feels good in the short term, it often communicates neediness and low self-esteem. Women subconsciously evaluate how much value you assign to yourself versus how much you seek validation from them. Over-complimenting tells them you need approval to feel worthy. Even a man with status, wealth, or experience can appear low value simply by over-expressing admiration. High-value men do the opposite. They compliment selectively. A subtle compliment here, a playful tease there. These create mystery, emotional tension, and curiosity. For example, instead of saying, "You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen," a high-value response could be, "You have an interesting energy. I like that." It's intriguing, not desperate. Another technique is teasing disguised as observation. Say something like, "I didn't think anyone could pull off that outfit. You surprised me." It communicates attention and appreciation, but without lowering your perceived value. The psychology is clear: less is more. Every compliment should reinforce attraction, not signal need. When you master selective praising, you naturally make younger women feel both noticed and challenged, which ignites desire and emotional engagement. 3. Habit 2. Over-texting or over-communicating. Texting seems harmless, but it's a subtle trap. Many older men believe that constant communication demonstrates interest and dedication. In reality, it often reduces attraction dramatically. When you over-communicate, you eliminate scarcity, the very thing that makes your presence desirable. Younger women notice if you respond immediately, double text, or over-explain messages. It signals low confidence and emotional dependence. Scarcity creates curiosity. Absence creates desire. Being too available makes you predictable, and predictability kills excitement. The solution is controlled communication. Space out messages naturally. Let her initiate some interactions. Use playful, short, and confident texts instead of overlong explanations or constant check-ins. For example, a simple, witty message like, "Guess who's having more fun than you right now?" creates intrigue while maintaining boundaries. Another key is emotional detachment from responses. Don't obsess over read receipts or reply times. High-value man understands that his attention is valuable and that it should be earned, not demanded. When executed correctly, limited communication increases emotional investment. Women start thinking about you, wondering what you're doing, and anticipating your next move. All essential triggers of attraction psychology. 4. Habit 3. Talking too much about age or experience. Older men often overemphasize their life experience, career success, or age in conversation. While this may feel like a way to impress, it can backfire. Younger women are often seeking emotional energy, vitality, and engagement, not a lecture on how wise or accomplished you are. The mistake is overloading conversation with facts and achievements. Bragging about wealth, travel, or experience can create distance instead of attraction. It signals a man who relies on external validation instead of inherent confidence and presence. The high-value approach is subtle integration. Share experiences as stories, metaphors, or humor, never as proof of superiority. For example, When I traveled to Italy, I found a tiny cafe no one else knew about. The pizza was insane. This conveys experience, but in a relatable, engaging way rather than as a status lecture. Women respond to energy more than information. Older men who talk too much about their life risk coming across as rigid, boring, or overbearing. The trick is to balance wisdom with playfulness, demonstrating knowledge without losing emotional connection or curiosity. 5. Habit 4. Ignoring her boundaries. Respecting boundaries is non-negotiable, yet many older men unknowingly cross emotional or physical lines too quickly. Whether it's rushing intimacy, being overly touchy, or failing to read cues, this behavior kills attraction immediately. Younger women are highly sensitive to emotional safety. Pushing too fast signals low emotional intelligence and desperation, even if intentions are harmless. The psychology is clear. Attraction grows when women feel safe yet stimulated. Overstepping boundaries removes safety and triggers avoidance, not desire. High-value men observe micro-expressions, tone, and body language. They escalate slowly, respecting personal space and emotional pacing. For example, if she leans away, pause. If she reciprocates touch, proceed subtly. Controlled sexual tension, paired with respect, amplifies desire rather than suppressing it. The key takeaway: respect plus patience, attraction. Impatience plus disregard, and repulsion. 6. Habit 5. Acting jealous or possessive too soon. Jealousy feels masculine, but early possessiveness often triggers alarm signals. Younger women read jealousy as control issues, insecurity, or desperation, which is a major turnoff. High-value men handle jealousy strategically. They channel protective instincts without overreacting. For example, playful remarks like, "Careful, you might start a rumor about me," show humor and awareness without controlling her. Emotional intelligence and patience are key. Allow her freedom while maintaining subtle dominance in attraction dynamics. Mismanaged jealousy destroys early attraction, but when applied correctly, it strengthens desire and emotional tension. 7. Habit 6. Over-explaining or justifying actions. Many older men over-explain decisions, habits, or preferences to prove themselves. This signals uncertainty and low confidence, which women instinctively detect. High-value men communicate with decisiveness and clarity. For example, instead of saying, "I prefer hiking because it's healthy and fun and it helps me meet interesting people," say, "Hiking keeps life interesting." Concise, confident communication conveys authority and independence, while over-explaining weakens attraction. Humor and storytelling can replace justification, creating engagement without lowering perceived value. 8. Habit 7. Being too available. Losing independence. Availability kills desire. Younger women are attracted to men with life energy, hobbies, and independence. When a man cancels plans, prioritizes her constantly, or has no personal life, he appears needy and unbalanced. High-value men maintain boundaries, passions, and social life. They are present emotionally, but not consumed by her attention. Lifestyle leverage, wealth, hobbies, fitness, travel, signals masculinity and independence, which are innate attraction triggers. The balance is clear, present yet unattached, engaged yet independent. This combination creates both emotional pull and sexual tension. 9. How to correct these habits and become irresistible. Combine all lessons: selective complimenting, controlled communication, storytelling over bragging, respecting boundaries, strategic jealousy, confident communication, and lifestyle independence. Practical exercises. Track texting patterns. Practice teasing instead of overpraising. Engage in hobbies to maintain independence. Observe microexpressions and emotional cues. Replacing low-value habits with high-value behaviors creates magnetic attraction, turning subtle cues into desire, curiosity, and long-term interest. 10. Final mindset shift. Attraction is about psychology, not desperation. The truth: attraction is behavioral, not transactional. Confidence, emotional control, and awareness outweigh looks, money, or experience. Men who read signals, respect boundaries, and maintain presence become naturally magnetic. Stop guessing. Start observing. Most men lose before they even begin because they live inside their own heads. They overanalyze texts, overthink pauses, and create stories that don't exist. But attraction isn't hidden in your imagination. It's revealed in behavior. Watch what she does, not what she says. Does she invest time? Does she respond with energy? Does she create opportunities to stay connected? Those are answers, real ones. Because when a woman is genuinely interested, she doesn't make it complicated. Her actions become consistent. And consistency is something you don't have to decode. You just have to notice. Now shift deeper. Stop chasing. Start leading emotionally. Chasing is reactive. It's needy. It puts her in control of the dynamic while you wait for approval. And the moment you do that, you silently communicate that you're unsure of your own value. But emotional leadership? That's different. It's calm. It's grounded. It's decisive without being forceful. You set the tone of the interaction. You don't rush the connection, you pace it. You don't react. Emotionally, you choose how to respond. If she pulls back, you don't panic. If she tests you, you don't crumble. If she shows interest, you don't overinvest, you match it smoothly. That's leadership. And here's the truth most men ignore. Women, especially younger women, are not just attracted to looks or words. They're drawn to how you make them feel. Safe, but not bored. Excited, but not overwhelmed. Curious, but not confused. When a man embodies stability, confidence, and quiet vitality, he becomes rare. Because most men are either too passive or too desperate, there's no center. But the man who internalizes these habits, he doesn't beg for attention. He doesn't fear losing it. He doesn't try to prove himself. He simply exists in a way that feels solid, composed, and slightly unpredictable. And that combination, it doesn't just attract, it pulls, because it signals something deeper than surface-level charm. It signals a man who is in control of himself, and a man who is in control of himself becomes incredibly hard to resist.